started with the things heard, followed by questions for players only.
You guys know I've been here and talking about the same thing, but for 30+ minutes tonight, just really did a ton of things that we wanted to try to accomplish defensively and offensively against a championship contender, and was really proud. And that fourth quarter, struggled to score, which at times affects our offense, or affects our defense. But we talked for the people that were here pregame. 40% or nearly 40% of points for Connecticut come off of either offensive rebounds or off turnovers. And they jump started their fourth quarter with 6 quick points off of offensive rebounds, and then sprinkled in throughout the quarter some breakaway layups off of turnovers. And so all of a sudden they have their best quarter, 24 points. Our goal tonight was 75 or under. I thought if we kept it to 75 or under, we had a chance to beat them. And we were on track to do that. Rickea really led us offensively, had a phenomenal game and hunting, and our players were really hunting for their shot. Tough to get post players looks tonight with the way they defended us. It was going to be more of a guard shooting night. Rickea was one of those recipients and played really well. And that's against a lot of attention and a real pro in Dewana Bonner guarding her a lot of the night. So again, doesn't feel good and to not be able to find ways to the finish line. But again, I thought we outplayed that team for over 30 minutes, but we have to have a better close.
Questions for players, Michael?
Rickea, it's 2 questions for you. Just what were you able to learn today playing against, Bonner there, who's a veteran in this league, playing for a team competing to win a championship? And how do you turn those fast starts in the first half to where you end up with, mid-20s to even bigger second half to where you can possibly make those games 30-point games?
Dewana is one of my favorite players. I look up to her. Watch her growing up, just being a tall player, but she's a guard, and her just being versatile. So that's just something I always looked up to. I always, she's always encouraging me, texting me, and it just means a lot. So to go up against her today was pretty cool. And I know she talks, so I'm gonna talk too. So it's pretty fun to, go against one of my favorite players in the league. The second question I just continue to, trust in my teammates, and I feel like they find me. They were getting me the ball in my spots, and, just credit to them. I feel like I was being more aggressive as well. I know Connecticut isn't going to just let me do what I want. So I know I had to hit them first, go at them first. But we just got to put together 4 quarters.
Hey, Dearica, this one's for you. I know you said you don't really do the halftime speeches, but there's a lot of learning that happens in the game. How are you helping the younger players learn in the game? And for you personally, how are you making sure that you stay locked in and can play all 4 quarters?
Just talking about the little things. Didn't do that in the fourth quarter. And I think I got in my head a little bit, just for frustration, and I have to be a better leader in that and not allowing that to dictate, being able to continue to be vocal.
Rickea, you played 40 minutes today, and I think last game was 37. How do you keep your field up? How do you stay consistent throughout the whole game?
I feel like our nutritionists, our trainers, Chelsea, Riz, Tay, everybody, they're just hands-on with me. Coach Curt is always talking about the food that I eat, so I try to, never breakfast.
What are the French toast?
Let's not talk about her diet.
Tell them.
Please tell us.
Chicken and waffles.
I used to eat like that.
But it's getting better, I feel like. Sometimes I get a little salad or a little sub or something, so. But I feel like, you know, just fueling properly and them just being there for me. Even our sports psych, you know, mentally, you know, just going through ups and downs and stuff, it can be hard, especially being a rookie. So I feel like everyone around just helps me. They're always there for me. They always keep my spirits high and things like that. The coaching staff, my teammates. So it's just, you know, it takes a village, and I feel like they just really have just been helping me.
DJ from Infinity TV, question for either of you. How was it battling Dejanay Carrington today with her having 5 steals? How was she throwing off the mix today?
Oh, I don't know, she got that one still on me, but that was on me, cause I should have like did something else. I mean, it's nothing we never seen before, honestly. She hit me in my lip like really bad. It's still bleeding. But you know, she's a great defender. She's an elite defender. She's pesky. She plays hard. You know, she plays like she's 6'5". Like she play like she's tall for real. But I respect her game a lot. You know, she go hard on both ends of the court, and you know, she's got that dog in her.
Yeah, just to piggyback off your answer earlier about Bonner and Elizabeth Thomas. I saw you guys drawing about the fourth game elaborate. How was that? How fun was that?
No, that was a funny moment. I'm pretty sure people on Twitter are probably taking it serious, but Dewana, that's my girl. But basically, I'm not gonna lie, she did not foul me on one of the plays that they called a foul on. But then I didn't foul her either, but they called it, and I was like, I did not touch her. And then she was like, I ain't touch you down there either. And I whispered, and I said, you sure didn't. And then she tried to snitch on me to the ref. And then I told the ref, I was like, nah, I didn't touch her, and she touched me. Of course, I'm gonna lie, like, come on. No, that was pretty amazing. Again, to have that moment with my favorite player, like it was just surreal. You know, I literally look up to her growing up, so just to see that is just.
That's a fine.
Already got like 5. Yeah, that was an amazing moment. I'm gonna remember it forever.
Rickea, Coach Miller's praised your defensive progress over this season. You had 3 steals today, which I think was a career high. Just what are some things you're seeing now that are maybe different from earlier in the season?
Defense keeps you on the floor. I feel like, you know, he's been harping on me. I remember, I think it was our first game. After our first game, Coach Curt just came up to me. He was just like, you know, I'm going to make you a good defensive player. And I took that to heart. And he just told me, like, as long as you give effort on the defensive end, like, you know, I can keep you out there longer and longer stretches and things like that. I can't be a liability on defense. And I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be the weak link. I didn't want to be the one, the rookie that, you know, every team just goes at because they can. So I really took it personal, and all the little things that my coaches watch film with me, you know, I try to learn. You know, Camille was a great defensive player. So she tells me like the angles to go at. Nola watches film with me. So she just told me like, you know, flow. He's yelling in my ear, flow, a million times. So, you know, you just want to do it.
Last question, David.
For Rickea, you know, Coach mentioned this week that, you know, you started to become the focus of opposing teams' scouting reports. You know, just kind of, you went against two defenders tonight, you know, Dewana and Dejanay, you know, are among the tops in this league. Just what have you been seeing differently in terms of how teams are guarding you, and, you know, what kind of adjustments have you made, you know, from the beginning of the season to now?
Yeah, I feel like they're physical, you know, as they should be. No one wants to, you know, get like beat by a rookie. No one wants to. I would take it personal as well. So I've definitely been seeing that a lot. One thing about me, I don't try to like force a lot on the offensive end. Even sometimes where I need to be more aggressive, sometimes I'm like, let me, you know, move it just to get the offense and flowing. Then next thing you know, the game is over. So I just learned this game, like, you know, be aggressive, for both halves. You know, sometimes I just have a aggressive first half, and then the second half, like I don't be as aggressive, trying to, you know, get the offense and stuff moving. But I feel like, I'm just learning to just continue to keep my foot on the gas pedal, be aggressive. You know, my teammates space the floor for me as well, and I try to open up the floor for them when the attention is at me to, you know, get my teammates open looks and things like that. So, it's just, again, the learning curve. You know, I'm up for the challenge. I wouldn't want it any other way. So I feel like it's just going to make me a better player at the end of the day.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. I am
Hi.
You have something to say, Mike?
No.
Who's best dressed?
Huh?
Who's best dressed? Besides your mom.
What do you mean?
Best dressed. Who be dressed in the best?
All right.
today?
Is it Curt?
Rickea.
Yeah.
She told me to, everybody.
We'll get started with questions for Curt. I'd like to get us started. Start with Mike Bell first.
So coach, with a lot of those players on the Sun, players that, you coach and saw them young and, become veteran players like they are today, just seeing your team, what are some things that you think that they was able to learn from matching up with these players who, you've seen for so long?
Yeah, four of their starters, I had the opportunity and fortunate to be able to coach for those years in Connecticut, drafted both Bree and Dejanay. They're just a really, really talented group. What makes them special is they're really smart X's and O's wise. Dewana AT, Bree Jones, and Dejanay are really, really smart X's and O's wise. I have a long relationship with Ty Harris, recruited her when I was in collegiate level and became very close to the family. So that starting lineup I have connection with. But, as you said, Breezy, it took a while. And then all of a sudden she became most improved player and now a multiple time all-star. It didn't happen immediately. Dejanay, had to find her footing in the league. And now you're seeing her in contention. Also, I think to me, there's a lot of deserving candidates, but I think Dearica really, really deserves the player of the year or the most improved player of the year. But Dejanay, with her defensive ability this year and her downhill offense, will be in contention for that. So, it takes a while. So, just really pleased with where Rickea is at, and she's just such a willing learner. It is prideful of where she is right now, but knows there's more growth. And I love coaching players. Breezy was like that, and Dejanay was like that. They wanted to get better. They were, confident in what their skill sets were, but they wanted to get better. And I see a lot of that in Rickea. And again, our young players, Ray, second game in the starting lineup, she's just going to continue to get better and better. There's Lee's only 25, had a good game tonight. Lee matches up with Bree Jones a little bit better, and we needed her physicality and toughness around Bree Jones tonight. So again, a lot of good things, but there's no moral victories in this league.
Hey, Coach, kind of want to piggyback on something Rickea said, which is like, we need sometimes people to step in and talk to us emotionally. Obviously, when you get a kind of losing streak, especially when you're playing so hard, and then you have to go back out there and do it again. Have you been able to really kind of help them through that emotionally and mentally, that yes, this is a growing phase, and help them see what the future could look like?
Yeah, and again, it's, you try to push buttons as a coach different ways. Sometimes I'm harder and more intense. Other times, it's just teaching. Then you ask them to, talk at times. And, Kia Nurse is a real leader for us in the locker room, with or without being in the starting lineup. And, she talked to me after the game already on, things that as a leader, she could have even done more with that group. Again, this team wants to win so badly, but we've got to handle hard in fourth quarters. We've got to handle, you knew that team was going to turn it up and find another level. They're too talented, and were we going to be able to respond? And we just couldn't. And then we let some of our offensive inefficiency in that fourth quarter affect our defense, and we can't let that. But again, the biggest disappointment for me was jump starting that fourth quarter for them, getting offensive rebounds.
Coach, you talked about your struggles in the paint today. You guys play them again on Tuesday. How do you adjust going into the next game against their real good defense and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they really, really congest the paint. We shot 50% from the arc, but probably needed to take more. They really did a nice job taking away our post players. So the points in the paint is crazy discrepancy, right? It jumps off the stat sheet. for their points in the paint compared to ours. So, we'll take a look at the film and show where we can find some success. But even if we get the ball to the paint, then we can play out. We had trouble getting the ball to the paint. So we'll make some adjustments. This, for us, I know that Connecticut is in the playoffs, but with us not in the playoffs, we're treating this back-to-back like a playoff series. It's an opportunity for us to treat it that way, prepare that way, make adjustments on a short turnaround. And so for us, to me, I'm preaching this is as good an opportunity late in the season to prepare for playoff games as we have, playing them back to back. And then we're going to get the same with Seattle. So this is our playoff stretch. And, I'm excited to get in there and make adjustments with them and practice like this would be our playoffs.
Coach, you guys did a really good job in the first half of getting to the free throw line. I think you guys were 12 for 14 in the first half. But the second half, you guys only shot about 6 free throws the rest of the way. What kind of changed down the stretch for you guys?
Yeah, I thought they made the adjustment. I thought that had to be a topic of conversation for them at halftime, that we were getting to the foul line. But we were aggressive. We were getting through the paint. We were aggressive off the bounce. We were getting post-ups and playing out of it aggressively. Again, it's going to even out a little bit, but we've got to continue to put pressure on them and try to get to the foul line with how aggressive they play defense, how aggressive they go after shot blocks, even their guards. Some of their best shot blockers are Dearica and Dewana at the wings.
Hey Curt, you talked about the X's and O's, and it seemed like in the fourth quarter, the Sun really went to their double drags at the top with Mabry as the ball screen, and she was able to really extend the traps and create a lot of 4-on-3s. Can you kind of just talk about that defensive execution in the fourth quarter and kind of what went wrong there?
Yeah, I thought we did a pretty good job of getting the ball out of Marina's hands tonight. Tried to make her inefficient 2 for 7 from the arc. So we gave her attention in some ball screens. The coverage that you're talking about was not a trap. That's not an action that we were trapping. And again, we have some slippage in what we're trying to do, execute defensively. We did some good things against Marina, and I thought there was a lot of good chess matches behind the scenes. They knew how we guarded one of their plays last time, and the first time they ran it, they executed because they knew what kind of coverage we played in Boston. And, those are the kind of things that I just love, because I wanted to look down at Steph going, you got me, and then we got some things like that tonight against them. So there was more chess match than you ever realize, that are going on. And I can look at myself and go, yeah, Steph got me on that. And then, we got them. So, some of that we'll take a look at again and get back to work. And again, we're going to treat it like our playoff game and prepare and step back up and play against a really talented team that's, fighting for that number 2 seed.
Thanks, Curt.
Thank you.
Thank you.